Mets. I'm not in a cheap hotel anymore. I'm back home. Stitches is with the Hearts. Audacious Hand is points unknown, but it looks really cold. And we are here to bring the spring and fall 1910. It's over. Let's see how we got there. Brought to you by diplomacybriefing.com. We did not get into spring 1910. Here were the moves. Fellas, how are you doing tonight? Are we excited to see who wins?
I'm doing good. Yeah, let me just try to balance this phone so I can put my glove on.
Well, we know you're north.
I know.
We know that.
Yeah.
Or really far south. All right, so going into spring 1910, Russia and England were tied, and we were looking to see who could get somewhere. We really couldn't come up with a great case for anyone to get to 8, but we thought maybe England could get to 8. You guys thought that maybe. Weren't sure if Russia was going to make an attack on Bulgaria, but probably wouldn't work. Here we go. 1910, Germany loses Holland. Germany gets Spain. They trade a center, and Turkey got into Munich.
Crazy exchange. So you went right for France, huh? I always find the West to be harder to unpack. That's the reason I like to move my way over there. But that's fine. We can start with France.
Okay, well, you want to start with Turkey? I can give it to you. There are 11 holds.
11 holds? Oh, the whole East is holds. Everybody's holding. Russia does a soft bounce to protect Warsaw and not lose position. France moves to Albania.
He took Munich, though.
Yeah, but that's a Western move, technically.
No,
yeah.
It's not.
Okay, let's go to the West.
Munich is Turkish now. Munich is Eastern now. Okay.
Yeah, the move from Norway to St. Petersburg and Silesia to Munich is definitely.
I love that Turkey took Munich. I love it. I think I like Tangi again after he took Munich. I love the feint. I love how I have no idea why he really did it. Or what his motivation is there. I almost feel like he just doesn't want to be last. I kind of respect that.
He helped Ewok again, so now there'll be no pressure on Warsaw, which means Russia can cover Moscow. Russia cannot lose a dot.
That is for sure.
You think he was king-making Russia, though, or was he just trying to get his best score? I think he was just trying to get his best score.
I agree.
I think if he really hated Russia, he could have gave him malicious support, because I saw that self bounce coming.
That's true. That's true. But there hasn't been a single malicious support this entire game. So it might have been too much to long for.
And as we look north, let's see. France cannot take Edinburgh. France could have taken London again.
Yep. I thought he'd at least tap London or support Belgium or something, but
it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, he would have gotten kicked out, right? But still.
Sure.
I'm surprised he didn't go to Mid-Atlantic. I guess it doesn't really matter.
At this point, France just decides who he wants to win, which is clearly not England. Clearly, that beef is real because he went to Norwegian seas and has almost no interest in protecting himself even. And this is where, even though I've seen the next move, this is where I kind of started thinking, is he going to let Italy win? Is that his motivation?
Mm-hmm.
Because he supports Italy into Marseille, and that's Italy's game. That was the only explanation I had in my mind.
I think it's interesting that Germany supported Kiel. Do you think France and England are going to work together?
I think it's a little bit too bad because England did move to win this game in a certain way, but if he had moved one turn earlier, I think he could have won. Like if he had been able to take the Baltic and Helgoland, this is why I thought him and France might work together last turn, but it looks like France just their primary aim is to make England lose. But
that's like the entire story of the West. If they did one thing a little earlier, both England and France would be in a better position.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's go to the fall moves.
Such a great alliance and such failed potential. Hey, we got color.
Let's see. Ukraine moved to Moscow is the only move in the East. So Russia's at 7. England took nothing. England's at 7. Russia wins.
Russia tried to get Trieste.
At least made a move.
Yeah, I did. It is true that if he had I mean, he does win the game here, but had he wanted to get to 8, he would have had to move Galicia to Bohemia last turn. He could have tapped. But
France supported Italy into Marseille. Italy would have won.
yeah,
It's surprising that France didn't care about that, right? France didn't move to Marseille. Always a stupid move from France to Albania. But Germany did a solid for Ewok.
that's true. Yeah, he did. Hadn't thought about that angle as well. It's interesting because I feel like Ewok really hearted Germany in a lot of ways. Like, look at this. As Ewok wins, the entire board focuses on making Germany last place.
I just find it interesting that as much as we've exposed Ewok's play, as much as he's been ranted on in game and out of game, he has still provided himself as the only option to be allied with to multiple players. That relationship management has to be so tough.
I don't understand it. He stabs Turkey. He caused essentially the near end of Italy's game, caused Max to become Mad Max, literally changed a man's personality in a game. And they still ended up working with him over the other. I can't wait for the interviews.
Not only that, but he's like stabbed almost everyone on this board in prior games. You know, it's a nightmare game for him, and yet he triumphed. Really, even though this game was slow and grinding, I often say, like, when you win a game, it's because you transform the game to match your own style. And isn't there a way in which this entire game was played with 7 Ewoks? It was a game of just kind of caution, of like slow grinding negotiation. Yeah, exactly. He, in a way, like his imprint, his VI butt tattoo is just on this game from beginning to finish. And he really is. I think he deserves to win also because he really was just the protagonist. He really provided all the content while transforming the game into his own kind of private game.
Yeah, because if you look at it, Turkey could have tapped Berlin and Riaz would have won. So, I mean, Turkey is really not going to lose any position. He can still be kingmaker without actually have to sacrificing anything.
Just the amount of support.
Turkey
So England could have won.
Turkey literally held.
But is there any more fitting village idiot victory than this? Just like millions of support holds, nobody attacking him for some reason. Everyone's attacking Germany.
I just think it's great that, you know, nobody was willing to help anybody. Like France had no chance of getting Marseille, but would rather see Russia win over Italy.
God, I didn't see
Turkey
that.
had no chance of winning, so they could have made England win, which England never did anything to Turkey. So
what was Tanj thinking?
I agree with Cedric from the last episode. I don't think England and Turkey are really talking.
Yeah.
I don't even think they saw that as an opportunity. But I don't know. Yeah, Riaz could have easily won too. Just a single tap from Turkey.
By being exhausted and like it's La Nose. It's exactly what I talked about during the week-long break. It's just the village idiot turned this into a battle of endurance. You know, it was like, as Pez said, a kind of existential like Tour de France, and everyone just dropped dead. Riaz lost his will to live. You know, he's not even talking to Turkey anymore, and he wins. You know,
I mean, I'm tired, and I didn't even play. I'm tired of this game. I think I would have held. I'm holding this. This is a hold. This podcast is literally the equivalent of a support hold.
He's even transformed our meta game into his own game. You see, that's his power. It's really incredible.
We stopped caring.
Well, I actually probably should get off because I have a feeling like this is data timed internet here. So
All right. Well, there isn't really
congrats to
much more
you.
to say. You know what,
Yeah,
Riaz? I'm going to say Riaz is second place. He did share a board top. It was a remarkable feat in many ways to have a three-front war and only lose one center in 7 years. So
see,
props to Riaz.
that's it's all about having a three front war. He just needed a good ally. Riaz could have won this too. He got ground down. He got ground to dust. But it's okay. His fiery spirit will rise again.
All right. Any, uh, hand, Stitches. It's been up and down podcast for us this season. At all times, we either loved or hated each other. We stabbed each other. We've worked together, but we made it to the end, and I'm sort of happy that all three of us were here to do it. I appreciate both of you being here, guys.
I know it was good. It was good.
It's been fun, somewhat grueling.
Yeah.
The 1 a.m. podcasts are a little rough for me.
I somehow think you can find a way to stay up. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Good night. Thanks to our competitors for, well, I can't say it was an enjoyable season, but it was a season that we covered. So thanks for that.
It was enjoyable. Come on.
It was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
Ewok.
I'm glad you overcame your frustration. Good job.
Mad Max, we love you. We'll see you.
Yeah, we love you, Mad Max. Yeah.
Bye-bye.